Hi, and welcome to Gluten-free and Loving It. I'm Melanie Souza, and today we're going to make shrimp with lemon and garlic sauce. Now this dish is completely gluten-free and also dairy-free. So let's get started. First, we're going to start with 2 pounds of shrimp. And this is a large shrimp. I happen to use a frozen shrimp and I defrosted it in the freezer and the refrigerator overnight. Or you can buy it fresh, whatever you have the time to do. But I like this frozen shrimp. It works really well. It's a good quality shrimp. So it does taste good. I made this dish many, many times, and my husband was quite happy that I was making it today because he knew this is what he was going to have for dinner tonight. So here's your shrimp. We're going to put it in a pan. And to start the ingredients, we have a ½ cup of lemon juice. And we're going to add to that 4 tablespoons. This is a non-dairy butter. We're going to add that right into our lemon juice. The next thing we're going to add is Worcestershire sauce. Now this is a gluten-free Worcestershire sauce, and it's 2 teaspoons. So make sure that it does say gluten-free on the container so that you know that you're not putting any gluten in your recipe. The next thing we're going to add is a 1.5 teaspoons of lemon pepper. And this really enhances the lemon taste on the shrimp. And mix that in. And the last thing that we're going to add is 6 cloves of chopped garlic. So I'm going to put that in there. You need to like lemon and garlic for this recipe because it is really, really flavorful of garlic and lemon. So here we have our mixture. And we're going to take our shrimp. And all we're going to do is pour it on top. Really simple. This is a quick and easy dish that you can prepare ahead of time, or you can prepare when you get home from work. It's very, very simple. So now that we have our mixture on top of the shrimp, we're going to put it in the oven. I have the oven set to 425. We'll put it in there for 10 minutes, and then we're going to check it. So, now, while our shrimp is cooking, we are going to prepare some spaghetti squash. Now the shrimp tastes really, really good over some gluten-free pasta, which I do quite often. But today I happen to have a spaghetti squash, and it's the season. It's the fall, and squash is really fresh and abundant at this time of the year. So spaghetti squash, you can cook it a bunch of different ways. Today I chose to cook it in the microwave oven. What I did was I took the whole squash and I poked some holes in it with a knife. I usually about 10 holes into the rind of the squash. And for that, the reason you do that is so that it doesn't explode in your microwave oven, because that would be a real mess. So you want to make sure you get enough holes in there so it will have, the steam can leak out of it. And we put it in there for 10 minutes, and then we let it sit for as long as you can, about 5-10 minutes, because the rind gets pretty hot and you want to be able to touch it. And it also, what I find by cooking it in the microwave before I cut it, it makes it a lot easier to cut because the rind can be pretty tough. So the other way that you can cook it is in the oven, and what you need to cut that before we put it in there and take out the seeds. And sometimes I find it a little difficult. This was a small one, so it wasn't so bad, but on the larger ones, the rind can be really tough. So if you find that a little more difficult to cut it while it's raw, put it in the microwave and cook it that way. So I've taken it out of the microwave, I cut it in half lengthwise, and I've taken out the seeds. And what you're going to do is you're just going to take a fork. And with this fork, I'm going to put this to the side here on the counter, we're going to just scrape it. And this is how it actually gets the name spaghetti squash, is because it comes out and it actually looks like spaghetti. So a lot of people use it as an alternative to spaghetti. And it's a delicious vegetable, and it's quite healthy and lots of fiber. And you're just going to continue until you get all of the squash out. So we have our spaghetti squash all out of the shell, and we're going to put it aside, and when we get our shrimp out of the oven, we're going to put this together and make a delicious meal. Now we've taken our shrimp out of the oven, It was in there for 12 minutes. It ended up being 12 minutes in the oven at 425. Now, what we've done is we've taken some parsley, fresh parsley, and this is about 2 tablespoons. And we're going to sprinkle it over as soon as you take it out of the oven. Put this nice fresh parsley, oh, it smells so good, over the shrimp. And what I've done with my spaghetti squash, I've just added some salt and pepper. Really simple. And we're going to put a little bit. I like to make it kind of like a spaghetti, where we put the shrimp on top. And a spoon here. And I'm going to take some of my shrimp. About 6 shrimp to a serving, and a little bit of the sauce, and pour it on top. Now this is such a quick and easy dish to prepare. 12 minutes in the oven. You use frozen shrimp, you can take it out the night before, put it in your refrigerator, and the spaghetti squash, 10 minutes in the microwave, let it cool off for a few minutes. So you can do this right after work and it doesn't take any time at all. So here we have our shrimp with garlic and lemon sauce, completely gluten-free and also dairy-free. So enjoy. Good.